Welcome friends to another video on the full Moon SMP. Now, it's actually going to be a little bit of a different video because as you can see, right now I have some gameplay in the background just to kind of spice it up a little bit, just so you're not looking at my fucking face the entire time because I wouldn't really want you to fall asleep. But today, we are actually going to be talking about the full Moon SMP in general. What does it need to improve? Because right now, the SMP has a lot of issues, and they need some sort of solving. And it looks like from the mod team, there's not actually been that many actions. So what I decided to do is I decided to group up with my good friends on the SMP in a call to kind of discuss it together. What do we all think should be improved in the SMP?
The minute after you max out all your gear, there's nothing to do except grief lower tier players than you.
I'm pretty sure Vakum thought that the goal after completing the game would be like wars, except his like rules for the server make wars really uninteresting. I talked it over with Vakum. I said, why don't we get like a war council? Like if I want to enact war on someone, the council decides whether that war is a fair idea or not.
That would be pretty cool, yeah.
And Vakum said he would, and just never did it.
I think the problem is, and I've noticed this with a lot of triple digit players, especially, they don't really contribute to the server, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They just kind of get on. And okay, there's a couple of stereotypes of especially triple digits, and I'm gonna be focusing a lot on triple digits in this, but it's not just triple digits. I'm just taking them as an example because
Try to explain what a triple digit is.
Basically, if you don't know, on the server, if you hold tab, you can see the rank of the player of like when they joined. So for example, my number is 39, which means I was the 39th person to join the SMP, and basically everyone above number 100 we see as a triple digit because they're a triple digit player, which means that they are they joined really late, and most of them are pretty much the exact same. Like there's a couple of stereotypes. There's the stereotype which just like the person is not interested in the server at all. They just join the server to grief, annoy people, and be a dick. Like they don't care about the server at all. Then there's also the stereotype that like grinds as much as they can to become like the strongest person on the server, which is fine. But then we're also just gonna get 300 people that all have maxed out netherite armor, and it's just gonna turn into a freaking anarchy server. And then you also obviously have some people that just play normally, they take it chill, they build nice houses, and then they become victim of griefers, and I hate to see it. Like, those people I genuinely feel bad for. I've seen some fucking awesome bases built by triple digits, people we don't respect, because most of them suck.
Once we get to the war, there's nothing to do other than that, than just fight other players. Like, there's no benefit to building.
There's true. The thing about
there's no benefit to winning.
Yeah, true.
Because you just destroy all their items.
Yeah, half the time.
I mean, you don't have to destroy all their items. I remember when we got ambushed at my old base, the dudes still got Nish's entire netherite set. But what do you need it for? Like, what are you gonna do with it? Build your own armory?
Exactly. So I'm saying if he added like different resource packs and whatnot, when you get the netherite, you should be able to do something with it aside from give it to new people that join the server.
So you're basically saying
that's bad.
So you're basically saying transform the server into a modded server.
At some point, the vanilla just becomes way too boring. When a server hits a certain point, the interest plateaus. Once everybody is able to fight and whatnot, there's really no point in fighting.
If you remember, years and years ago, back in like 2018, remember How to Minecraft Season 6? If you don't know what it is, that was a big organization. Well, it wasn't really a big organization, but it was a Minecraft server with a bunch of popular YouTubers on it. And the way they did it is you had to limit your playtime. I think it was like 2 hours per day that you could play max, which some people thought was annoying because some of the people that played on the SMP were streamers, and they would stream Minecraft like 6 hours per day, and only 2 of those hours could be How to Minecraft, which was a bit annoying for them, but it did mean that people didn't just go and beat the game in 3 seconds and then quit the server. Which is not the best way to do it, but it's still better. Like, at least you won't end up with what we ended up right now. But another thing I wanted to actually talk about is Okay, so here's the thing, and I proposed this to Zach, which, if you don't know, somehow is the owner. I said a while ago that maybe it's time to start considering making the server private, because the problem right now is there's a lot of people joining. That's good. That's good for the server. It's good that the server is growing from a popularity perspective. However, that also means that the more people are there and actively playing, the more there's things to moderate, which means we need a good mod team, which we do not have. The mod team, as far as I know, right now consists of like 3 people, which is Zach, Megan, and Firestorm. That's it. And Firestorm is like never online.
In the past week, Alpha almost quit. Megan got demoted, and Vok breaks his own rules.
Consistently.
That's
consistently.
It's not just like a one-off thing. It happens almost every day.
Within the past 24 hours, Vok has attempted to kill us both multiple times. Like,
I mean,
against his own rules.
I mean, killing is allowed. It's just taking people's
No,
stuff.
it's not allowed in spawn.
Oh, actually, it's not allowed anymore. He officially told me that he hadn't stated it yet. However, we weren't allowed to kill people for no reason. However, we can kill people and take their items. We have to report to Vulcan with a good reason. But if he approves the reason, then we're allowed to kill and take people's items.
What? That makes no sense.
Exactly.
So, okay, and this is another thing that I wanted to bring up. I feel like... What? Yeah, okay, well, that too, but that's... Okay, well, God Complex, yes, but that's not really a server problem, that's more a character problem.
Server owner problem, yeah.
I already proposed the idea that maybe it's time to make the server private, and I guess this is kind of my request to the owner through this video. If you're watching this, which you probably are, maybe it really is time to private the server. I know that you want to keep growing the server, but if you want to make the SMP bigger, you're gonna need a bigger mod team, and clearly there's something not going right within the mod team, because it's not expanding and people are just leaving the mod team. Megan already... Like, no.
It's not expanding, it's getting smaller.
Exactly. Megan already said...
It's not because the mods are leaving. It's not because the mods are leaving. It's because Vok's demoting them for the smallest things.
Yeah, that's you. That's also something that I wanted to mention. I heard basically every single mod, Megan, Alpha, even Fist, I'm pretty sure, in it, like, when he was mod.
Yeah, I was temporarily suspended, then I quit because it was a dumb reason I was suspended.
Yeah, but people did keep saying that, like, every time they logged off the SMP, they kept getting demoted, and I can kind of understand the reason behind that, you know, like, as in, you don't want people to, you know, go and grief the server just because they have a mod status. But here's the thing. If you give someone the privilege of being a mod on not just the Discord server, but also the actual SMP, that's already kind of a sign that you trust them. Which means that if you don't trust them, that's a problem.
If you don't trust them enough to take away their mod every time they leave, then you shouldn't have given it to them in the first place.
Exactly.
Oh,
that's why you give them trial mod and wait. Except you've known Fizta for 2 years, and if you're still taking his mod away,
a year.
What?
I haven't known him that long. I've known him like a year.
Same difference. It's over 6 months.
Yeah, but
so
the thing
if you're
is,
still taking his mod away whenever he leaves, it's kind of a sign that you should either leave him with mod, or you should just take it away indefinitely.
And then here's the other issue with that, is that it wasn't even when I was offline. I was mid helping the other mod team, and suddenly I can't place blocks in spawn. I would be doing the things he asked me to, and I'd suddenly get deopped, and he's like, oh, it's the server. And then the week he disappears because his leg is broken, I suddenly don't get demoted the whole time. And then there was the time where he kept demoting his main admin, the person who's literally been with it since no, Alpha.
Oh.
The original admin for the server, the first one before all of us. He continued to demote him, even after it was like, Vok, I know it's you. And he just kept doing it. There was no, like, reason why. He just like, no, it wasn't me. This was just my string of complaints about the owner from when
Yeah.
I was a mod.
I
It wasn't a good thing to be, especially when he'd ask you to do something, you do it, and then he'd be upset you did it, because like he was asking Alpha to build an election center. I don't think Aspect has posted anything about the elections we've had, but we have elections on the server. I built the election center.
I was literally at the last election when Nish
I don't
got
know.
president.
I know, but I don't know if you posted any content, so I don't know if the viewers know.
No, I didn't post any content because it was a
Yeah.
fucking mess. It was a huge
It was a
mess.
mess.
Yeah.
But the thing is, as soon as we finish it, because Alpha doesn't know how to use World Edit, which is an express reason to why Vok modded me, because I knew how to use the plugins he had. He immediately de-opt me and went, "Why are you in creative and using World Edit?" Because I was doing the thing that he had asked his mod to do.
What I wanted to add is more things, I guess, inside the SMP. Not really gameplay-wise, but a big thing that annoys me is the unnecessary amount of spawn protection Vok decided to increase. If you don't know, before, the spawn protection was literally like 10 blocks. If you watch the very first video that I uploaded on the SMP, in the beginning of that, I was fucking around in spawn, and to kind of show you the spawn protection, I broke 1 block, which was like on the green path, and I could break it. Like, the spawn protection already ended there, and then now, the spawn protection goes like 300 blocks wide. Like, it's insane. And, okay, I get why you did it, Vok. I understand that new people join the SMP, and I understand you get tired of people griefing random blocks or whatever.
But here's the thing: when people started griefing like the marketplaces and whatnot, his solution wasn't to get more mods or do it himself. Like, getting more mods would be pretty easy. A bunch of people want to be mods. You just make them trial mod, give them like operator for a few
hours.
like a few hours,
Yeah.
let them solve some problems. You eventually get up to trusting them. If they grief stuff, you can easily roll that back and then just un-op them. However, his solution wasn't to fix that. It was just more spawn protection. That's all we need. And he didn't even measure out what he would need to spawn protect. His solution was just to overestimate it by hundreds of blocks.
The funny thing is, there's actually a base. I don't remember who built it. Was it?
It's the cloud base. That
Yeah.
was Froggy's house.
Yeah, that was Froggy's house. I
Oh, that base?
actually tried going up there like a few days ago. That is completely spawn protected. If Froggy once, like one day, decides to move back in there for some fucking reason, she would not be able to do that. And
Even if she wanted to tear it down and move it somewhere else, she can't do that.
exactly, like, she fucking built it, and now Vok is like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna take this away because I have trust issues.
You can't expect your server to grow and keep itself active if you're gonna keep it almost completely vanilla.
I disagree, in all honesty. I personally,
Well, here's
I prefer vanilla. I'm really not a big fan of mod packs. Mainly.
well, when we say mod packs, it's not like we're not asking for like spells and
Feed the beast.
like I don't want it to become like an MMO roleplay server.
Mhm.
I would honestly quit. That's the reason that I hated like the idea of land claiming.
Yeah, exactly.
That's dumb. Very dumb.
However, if we just give it like a few pushes with some creative ideas instead of like just downloading a like a wizard's like Dungeons and Dragons mod pack, I feel like we can keep the server not one of those servers, and we can still make it like a fun place for people to play on. There's nothing that right now, there's nearly nothing that separates it from other servers. Like, someone
True.
can just grind up, maybe start a war and get some kind of enjoyment out of that, but however, once they've started that war, it's over. There's no point in playing anymore. They just quit, they move on to the next almost completely vanilla server.
That's a difficult question because different people want different things. Personally, I'm really not a fan of, I guess, mod packs in any way, shape, or form. I think some plugins are fine, and that's what I liked about the server in the first place, is that the mod packs it had, not mod packs, the plugins that it had were very minimalistic, which I liked. Personally, I wouldn't be too much of a fan of adding, like, modded stuff, However, if you do add modded stuff, make it mods that don't interfere with the basics of the game. For example, I completely agree with the fact that there is basically nothing to do after you beat the game, apart from, you know, building fucking castles in the sky and whatnot, which, you know, not every single one of us is a builder. But here's the thing. What I would kind of like to see is, I guess, almost like, you know how in Hypixel Skyblock there's these like bosses and shit that you can kill? Something like that. Maybe extra bosses that you need to have really strong gear to even be able to attack. And, you know,
there's some extra
like,
add-ons to keep the game going.
Yeah. Not
give us something to do.
Like, not just, you know, adding more modded mobs in the basic game. I would hate to see that. I would hate to see, like, you know, name some random.
I saw a mutated creeper. I quit the server.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's like, you know, you're walking around, you still have like basic iron armor. All of a sudden, there's a fucking giant right in front of you. I would hate that.
Don't add. Here's the thing. Don't add stuff that interferes with early game.
Yeah.
Add a mod pack that allows people in the in game to work for something.
Yeah.
Because right now, once you max out everything, the only thing to keep working for is to maybe build a cool base. Once you build the cool base, then, I don't know, get spare sets of netherite. There's really nothing to do.
I mean, okay, I'm kind of trying to play for both parts here. I'll also have to say that if you look at Minecraft YouTubers today, if you look at, I think a good example would be DanTDM's old Minecraft Hardcore series. If you look at that, he beat the game like pretty early on, and after that, all he was really doing is like completing the game, doing achievements, building every single farm possible, which is not the most fun you can have, but like, I feel like that's more of a Minecraft problem than a server problem, where once you actually defeat the Ender Dragon and get maxed out netherite, there's really not that much to do.
However, here's the thing. Minecraft isn't gonna fix that, so the best possible thing is for Vocum to fix it for them. There's no reason for the once all the new triple digits get like netherite armor and stuff.
They already
there's
did.
no reason for them to not quit and just go do a normal survival world.
Mm-hmm.
They want to start wars and stuff, but there's nothing to do in those wars. So in Vocum's mind, the only way to keep his server active is to just have more people in the server.
Yeah,
he's not willing to do anything for his members, so his only ideology is that once they leave, more people will come.
Right now the server is basically a hotel. People come, beat the game, and they leave because there's nothing else to do. Now, the thing about later in the game, this is something that honestly I might even do a completely separate video on, because that is a big topic. Because I'm seeing that a lot of people want more stuff added for late game, which I can respect. However, Voc's idea is to also keep the server completely vanilla, which I also respect. And those two kind of, like, they don't really go together, you know? To quickly summarize what we want. Less spawn protection, fix the mod team, add more people, but add people you actually trust, and don't keep demoting them every time. If you mod someone, that means you trust them.
Vocum.
He probably quit.
I've been in so many wars. I've been in wars. I've been in like 5. I've seen it. I've done it. I don't care for it anymore. I got so bored of the server. I started a crusade on over 200 plus people. That tells you how boring your server is, that I have to go out and slaughter 200 plus people, man.
Yeah, so I guess that's like the complaints that we have for now, because...
For now.
Yeah, for now, because the server needs some rework. Let's just be honest here. Like the things that we just named, at least some of it needs to happen, because ideally, what I personally, and this is completely a me thing, so I'm not saying go do this right now. By no means am I saying that, but what I would prefer to see from the server is have it be a small community of, let's say, around maybe 50 people max, right? It's a completely private server that you can only join under very certain circumstances, maybe a separate server for the OGs. That's actually a pretty cool
Yes,
idea.
The double digits that are
Yeah,
still here.
yeah. Get a separate server for the OGs on the server and leave this one to be I guess kind of an anarchy server. Not really, but
Make it the next 2v2t.
yeah, exactly. And then get a new server for the people that actually want to enjoy the game. We'll take it slow. Not really, you know, rush to beat the game in 3 seconds. We'll take it slow, build cool things together, make the coolest spawn you've seen in your life.
Just add the plugin we gave him. You don't even have to, like, you can take some things out of it if you think they're too big or game changing, but just consider adding most of it. It's not a problem with again, it just comes back to the fact that we've got nothing to do once we complete the game.
Yeah, and that's why I also suggested making the new server, because like if we actually did this where we get a private server for, you know, the OGs of this one, maybe focus it more on actually building, because I think a lot of people prefer grinding for gear and not actually building cool things. If we make a server that focuses more on building cool things, that means that you would be slowed down in progressing gear-wise, which would kind of stretch out the gameplay until you beat the game, if that makes sense. It sounds a little bit sketchy on paper, but it's basically what every YouTuber SMP does.
To the point where most people have completed the game, we add some things
Yeah,
to do.
yeah, and then we're gonna add some things ourselves.
So, fuck him. Now that I know you had the ideology to keep it vanilla in the beginning. However, now that everyone's beaten the game, you have to do something to keep them active afterwards.
And this is exactly what happens when you advertise your server this much. If you just didn't advertise it so much, we would probably still be at, like, I don't know, let's say like 150 members by now, ish. And we might have had a similar problem, but it would have by no means been this big. Alright, well, that was the video. I really have to end it now, because otherwise we're literally never gonna end. But yeah, I do hope that you enjoyed the video. If you have something that you think the server needs that you would like to add to this, leave it down below in the comments. Of course, I read them all, I respond to every single one of them. Let's have a discussion of what you think should be added and why you think it should be added. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like rating down below if you did enjoy the video, and if you didn't, well, don't leave a like rating down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.